Good morning. We're back with another installment of Mondays with Michelle, or Michelle on Monday, or whatever we're going to be calling it. Got my coffee. This is a Zentangle looking type mug. Don't think you can even... it's really a dumb angle to try to show your coffee mug at, isn't it? Oh well. So, let's see. Some interesting things have happened since the last time. First of all, I did get one of my ATC swaps. I need to mail mine out today. I've got them ready to go right here. One of mine that came in, part of what she included was this piece of tissue paper with all these stamped sayings that are really funny. I'm so fascinated by the process. I can't even talk. I need more coffee. Hold on. There we go. I'm so fascinated by the process. Fascinating myself fascinates me. All kinds of goofy ones. So I don't have any of those stamp sets that have those fun words, so that's going to be cool to include into my projects. Next thing I was working on is my fedora. And let's see. Get that there. I printed out a few of my pictures, which is what's in this other book, so I'll show them to you in a minute. But I included a couple here and there. That one's my Coletto pen order, which I got 2 new bodies and a couple new colors. Here's one of my new bodies. So this particular one I've included all the reds, an orange, and a brown. And those are pretty fun. This was my sticker off my drink that I had that night. It's Calypso Colada. It's a Seagram's wine cooler kind of deal. And then I got a picture of a garden. This was my painting project. This one I added in after the fact, obviously. It's why it's sideways. But it's my daughter's first day of school. This was one I took a few weeks ago. It was a Smirnoff drink I had. This was some fireworks that we saw. So I just used my little selfie printer to do those. I decided which one of the half folders I was going to use. I picked out all the ones that kind of had a more of a straighter edge. It was straight or the bumps. I chose not to use the ones that have this point because when wrapping the ribbon around, that would be right across that point and that would become obnoxious. So to go along with that, I am prepping these by adding some color. And here's the cover so far. I added, I used StazOn through a stencil and I didn't like how light it was, so I came back through with a Sharpie fine point and colored the stars in. And then I added this cutout of a flower to the front. These colors are Distress paints, I believe. So I used Rusty Hinge, Mustard Seed, and then I got an Adirondack Orange to do that. And there's the back. And then inside I repeated the colors again, and then I got some of my rub-ons out just to add a little bit of visual interest on the paper. That's where the stitching is. And so that'll be neat to add things around or journal nearby or color on. I'm going to do this to each one of them where I add some kind of color combination just to prep the paper, and then, you know, maybe a cutout or a little stenciling or some rub-ons, because I have a bajillion rub-ons. So, and there's my ribbon. I also found out that even with those papers, I will end up being able to probably go around twice, I think. And I can do that kind of a tie to start off with. So that's that one. Here's the next one I worked on. And I just used some, these are my 99-cent paints. These eco-friendly things I got from Tuesday mornings that I'm working on using up. So I just grabbed some of those colors. Coral, pomegranate. Was it pomegranate? It was coral, rose. Yeah, it was pomegranate. That's not coral. What the heck's that one? I think that was one of these Prima acrylic color thingies. And it was some kind of a purple. So I did that. And this one I didn't rub away on the shiny parts. I just kind of left it. And that's the center. I haven't done any of the rub-ons yet. This was drying the last time I was looking at it. This is the next thing I've been working on. This is my gardening journal. So I used my Ranger Daubers to add some color. This is one of those resist pages too. So everywhere you see is white. It's got some kind of a shiny coating kind of thing on the canvas so that the paint won't stay there. So I just added some color here and there, and I think it turned out really cool. Here's the back. And the inside cover hasn't been messed with, but I did do the edge. And this part had already been done. But this is in the garden. These are foam puffies. And so this just contains a bunch of papers. These are printouts from the Moleskine website. They've got a bunch of different printouts you can do for garden. So I labeled the tabs. This one says logs. This will be like, today I planted such and such. And this was my little chart for how I was doing my butterfly garden. And then this one's the log pages, and then over here is like shopping. Spot. No. And I have a trees and shrubs section. And what I did, oh, these are the little plant papers. So it says name, type, all that kind of thing. I'll try to remember to put the link to this in the description so you can find these printouts. But it really is just on the Moleskine website, and you just go to their downloads and you can find it pretty easy. But I added the tags from the plants on here for now, and I've transferred over the important information that's needed. And the ones I didn't have a tag for, I took a picture and I was printing those out with my selfie. I've discovered how to do the 4 per page. It doesn't work the way you would hope. You can't do a collage for I'll explain what that's about in a minute. You can't do the collage like apps with your cell phone and get the pictures to cooperate. It come out crappy. I was like, meh. So what I've resorted to is I'm taking pictures with my big camera, my Canon, and then I put them on a thumb drive, and I transfer from the computer to my selfie through the USB port. So this one I'm pretty sure I know what it is. It was already here, but I need to look it up and make sure, and then I get some details. Same with this one. This is a Confederate rose, and then over here we have the bulb and tuber section, so we've got the iris in there, and then I want to get some more lilies, some plant and flowers, a section for those, all my little pictures. And I have a little bit of, I think these are Martha Stewart paper embellishments. And then we have fruit and veggies, because we have a blueberry bush and we have a garden for food garden. So we're gonna put some tomatoes and stuff like that. And then miscellaneous, I bought a rain barrel, and then I have, these are pictures of flowers I had at a different house that I would like to get some of. And then there's some cutouts from a seed catalog that had plants that I thought would be interesting to try to have or do things with. And then this little book, it was a little kit kind of thing, and it came with some of these canvas pages that have the resist on them. I don't know how well you can see those. So I might not have these in here. I think I might take them out and use them for some other kind of fun project, because since they're canvas, they're easy to cut down. Alright, next thing, went to Lowe's yesterday with my husband. Well, we went to lunch first, but let's talk about lunch first, I guess. Went to lunch at this place called the Mellow Mushroom, and I snagged a few of their napkins because they have these little icon. This is their logo, and there's this little mushroom. This place is funny. They have some really interesting artwork in there, and it's like a build your own pizza or build your own salad kind of place. Build your own calzone. They got some really good food. So I thought maybe I would be able to take these here and cut them out and decoupage or whatever them onto one of my pages, because, you know, I went there. I've been there a couple times actually. So it has some background texture. Then we went to Lowe's. Actually, no, we went to Home Depot, sorry. And I grabbed an assortment of the color chart thingies. So the Bear one has this neat little bifold kind of thing, and I thought that was really cool how they had the little chips in there based off of the color. I think these pick off. I might get a bunch of these and pick all the little tiles off and use that as a project. But for right now, I thought this would make a cute little mini journal kind of thing, because it has a neat curved shape to the top and the bottom. And then I grabbed some of the Glidden color chart cards because they had nice little color chips. And they're just kind of, these ones are tucked into purple because I didn't have any other purples, but like I do actually have the yellow in with the yellow and the orange with the orange, so those will be kind of fun to do something. And then my last little fun thing to share, let me get some coffee. Some of you may know that I have a kitty cat that passed away, last year-ish. I think it was July. Yeah, July of last year. He was 17 years old. He had, I do believe it was something wrong with his liver at that point. He was jaundice, and he was showing that he was ready to be done. So I had him since he was born, essentially, the whole entire 17 years, and that was rough. Those of you who've had cats, or any pet anyway, when you have pets and you only have like one cat or you have one dog, you miss that animal, but you also miss having that type of animal. So this past year has been really weird. I've missed having a kitty, and we didn't get one before we moved because we already were having military housing allows for 2 animals, and we had 3, so we weren't going to get a third one, and it would have been too soon anyway. But last week my daughter and I went to the bookstore to pick up a book for her, and we had stopped in PetSmart because she wanted to go and see what kind of critters they had. And I did not know that PetSmart had, they have cubbies they put in there where they have shelter pets. And I knew that they did dogs, where once a month, people would bring the dogs to the store so people could see them as they were doing their shopping and, do some adoptions. But they have a full-time cat area. And we were looking at the kitties, and they were pretty cute, and I took a couple pictures and I sent them to my husband and said, oh look, and he didn't say no. But I didn't get one because I don't know, I wanted him to be part of the process. So after we went to Home Depot, I said, look, can we stop in the pet store and look at the kitties? And he said, okay. So we went in the pet store and we looked at the kitties and we petted a few of them. The first one we thought would be fun. She ended up being a little too crazy. And the next one was a little bit too much like my old kitty as far as looks. I don't want another cat that looks just like the cat I had for the long time. I just this thing in my head about it looks like you're replacing him, and I just no, I couldn't do that. And I seriously was getting emotional sitting there getting ready to hold the first cat because I hadn't touched a cat since my Jakey was passed away. So here we are checking these kitties out, and we let the guy go, and we're standing there talking about it, looking at the kitties, discussing the ones in the window. They had a real pretty one there, but she was 6 years old, and I didn't really want to start off with a cat that might have some medical issues already, and then, you know, not get to spend a whole lot of time with it before maybe its time came. I thought that would suck. So there's this one little kitty there, and her name was Meg. Oh, and this is another weird thing. I normally don't go for female pets. I normally go for male. But she had a look about her that just was very endearing, and we had them get her out and check her out and pet her and all that kind of thing and see what she did. And her response to us was that she liked us. She played with us. She let us pick her up, didn't try to get away, you know, she wasn't, obviously she was nervous because she'd never met us before and that kind of thing. And needless to say, she is now in our home. We adopted a kitty from the shelter. So if you're looking for a pet from a kitty to adopt, go to PetSmart. Or in fact, you can get a dog there when they do their special dog days. But you get this cool booklet, and inside the booklet they have a bunch of coupons that help you out with your initial purchase, because we had gotten rid of all of our cat products several months after Jake passed. We'd gotten rid of all of our stuff we had, so we had totally nothing left. And I had to get a new kitty box and a new, you know, all that starter stuff. And I wasn't going to use Jake's food bowl for her because that sits next to his urn. I don't feel comfortable passing his bowl on to the next cat. So I actually ended up getting her a bowl that looks just like this, but with kitty images on it. So a little pink bowl. Got her little collar. I told my husband, I says, I'm totally doing the girly thing with her. She's just going to have girly going on. So these look like dog things back here. Grooming, training, vaccines. So anyway, you get this little adoption starter kit. Gives you some info. You got a free bag of food with it. Got her some treats. And I had got this, I got this book from TJ Maxx or something like that. See the kitties on it? Because I knew that one day I would want to have another kitty when the time came. And thought this would be a great little book. This is Moleskine. This is the cat journal. Oh, here she is. Let me show her to you. Come here. Let me see you. She is a year old, and she's very sweet. She's purring right now. She hasn't meowed. She's gone meow. Let me get my cup out of the way. See, she's got this beautiful medium length fluffy gray fur. Here's her cute little collar. I don't know if she'll look up for you guys, but I do have a couple pictures of her goofing around the house. She loves playing with balls. Let me see. Can you see her beautiful eyes? And she's purring. Can you hear her? She's like, nope, I'm done. And then she's got fluffy tail. I've never had a longer hair cat. All of my kitties have had short hair. Hello. Hello. Whoopsie. And she's done. Obviously she's going to require a little bit of grooming that I need to learn about. I do have a brush. So she'll get some brushing. Her fur is very soft. But she met the dogs. My older dog, Snoopy, he's stupid. He really is. He's like, oh, what are you doing there? Runs right up to her and starts sniffing the box that she's in, because we set the carrier, the cardboard carrier, down on the ground so she could see them from that safety, and they could, sniff a little bit while she was safe in the box. And she's like, brap, on the box and hissing at him. And my younger dog, Spot, he didn't like that too much, and off he went and decided to stay away from her for the rest of the day. And the older dog, since he can't hear what she's doing, he's like a total dumbass. Did you just knock my thing down? You sure did. She knocked my little magneted piece of cloth off the front of the table. So, where was I? Oh, he kept coming up to her, like, hey, what are you doing? And so she smacked him in the face a couple times, and she's being very nice about it. She's not like, here I come with my claws. She's just the little, get away from me, bap bap kind of thing. What you doing, girlie? I think she thought maybe she could climb that. So he's learned that a little bit. She got roam of the house last night. Woke up this morning. Oh, she did jump up on the bed a couple times. Last night when I was in here doing my evening time, computer and bits and bobs I do before bed, she had to come in here and hang out with me. She didn't want to get in my lap, really. Well, it was funny because she kept wanting to get up into my lap, but then she didn't want to stay in my lap. She kept getting back down. But she was happy to lay right by my chair. So I think she just wanted to be near me and not necessarily having me pet her at that particular moment. I think I already said she's a year old. Well, they say she's a year old. She's smaller than Jake was. So I don't know if she's just going to be a little kitty. Might have been part of her, she might have been the runt of whatever litter she was in. Maybe she's got some kind of a smaller cat genealogy going on in there. They don't really know what kind of cat she is unless, Siamese are really obvious, and, Himalayans and things like that got really obvious looks about them. You can kind of tell, what they are, but she's sitting there staring at me under my table. She's so silly. So I don't know for sure, but if she stays that size, it's quite cute. But she got up on the bed last night. She didn't stay, but she got up, wandered around, let us pet her, went and did her thing. She used her potty box, and she ate some of her food last night, so she definitely knows where that is and feels comfortable enough to be doing that. And this morning was pretty funny. We poured the dog food in the dish, and she heard the kibble hitting the metal bowl, and she come running over. She didn't care that the dogs were there. She just hauled her butt over there as fast as she could so that she could try and eat the dog food. So that was pretty cute. And I do have some video of her playing with some toys and exploring the house. There's a little round foam kind of basketball toy that we've had for a while. And she discovered that under the couch. I think it was stuck in the couch when we moved, and it happened to be underneath the couch. And she went under there to go get away from the dog, I think it was. And she found it. And she's been batting that thing all over the house. And she just loves that. In fact, we have a larger ball. That's kind of a foam ball. That is a practice. It's a baseball you use to practice your throw. And so it's softer so that, you're not going to hurt anybody when you throw it. I think it's for kids to do practice for their different types of spinners and stuff, curve balls and things like that. And my dog's, or Spot, really likes that ball. But she seemed to think it was pretty fun too. She ran around and grabbed it, and you know how they get it with their front paws, and then they get the little back feet up there and hold it all like that. So pretty cute. So this Moleskine journal has different categories that some of them we're gonna skip because they mean absolutely nothing to me. Like there's a section in here where it talks about well, books and websites might be handy, but I don't think I'm gonna need breeder cat. Yeah, I don't need breeder and cat section because I obviously am not buying a purebred kitty. I already have her. Here's useful addresses and checklist. This section's kind of the getting ready for kitty area. So I don't necessarily need all that. So I think what will end up happening is I'll cover that part up with pictures. And then here's her little name. I didn't really like a single syllable name because I'm so used to saying, you say kitty, so you want something that sounds kind of like kitty when you call it. So her name was Meg, and I contemplated the name Maggie. Didn't quite like that, so we're going to call her Nutmeg. And that's partly because of her eye color, kind of being a neat tan color. And the other part was because she was kind of nutty when we first met her. So Nutmeg, we're going to get her used to that. So there's her blurb. She's already been spayed. She's got a microchip. She's got, all this right here. This paperwork pile is all of her. She's had shots and dewormed and ear mites, all that kind of stuff. I don't think she was someone's pet. I think she was a stray, or maybe someone had too many cats and ended up having to turn them in or something. But she's very friendly, so I don't think she was just a random full-on stray. I think she was, maybe the cat had kittens and oops, and now we got to give them to the shelter kind of cat, maybe. I don't know. They only had her for 3 months, 2 months. They had her since July. And then the store got her like 5 days ago, or something like that, for viewing. So we have friends and enemies. So if we have, I'm not going to be the crazy cat lady who puts her in a stroller and takes her someplace to meet up with other cats. But we can write down how she is with the dog and if anyone brings pets over. Favorites. So this is like hiding, hunting, scratching, cuddles. You can write that down for different ages. Obviously, we're totally skipping all the total kitten phase. We'll see for sure how old she is if she gets any bigger. She's pretty sturdy. Here's a page area for photos. I'm not going to do pictures this big. I'm doing little ones, so I'll be able to get a lot more pictures in. And then this section here is if you want to be charting what they do. So you could say she likes to sleep from here to here, plays here, eats blah blah blah. And then this section is food, grooming, and activities. Weight. Lots of little things. Oh, and the neat thing about this particular Moleskine is they give you 3 bookmarks. So you can mark several different spaces that you're working in. Because you got your tabs, but within each tabbed area there's a lot of stuff. Traveling tips. This is so you can schedule what time you're doing your meals and how much and what day you changed your litter or what time you changed your litter and that kind of thing. This is so you can give this to the kitty sitter. Leave instructions if you need to do that. Emergency numbers at the bottom. This one here is expenses. So I wrote down her adoption fee and her stuff we bought for her. Care, this is all medical, which I haven't filled out yet. Sections for checkups, so you can write down whatever's going on there. And, oh, it was kind of neat because, you get a free checkup with a vet with your initial adoption. So so that you can make sure your kitty's in good health. And the one that we already take our dog to is on that list, so that'll be really nice. Here's a section for illnesses, if there's any. Hopefully not. And then this looks like just some notes. More notes. More area for notes. More area for pictures. And then the back, I have some of my own stickers in here, but these are done with a double pocket rather than the single regular moleskin pocket. So I have some kitty, look, great kitties. I got these for Future Kitty, which is now here obviously. And these can be used on my planner, so I know that, okay, that's Kitty's vet day, or time to trim Kitty's nails day, or something like that. And then the planner itself came with all of this. So you get these little stickers you can use, you know, like upset kitty face, and different, you can change your categories. And then here's some new category labels you can use on those tabs, or if you want to add additional ones. And this is what the journal cover looked like. It's the Moleskine Passions collection. You can get this for chocolate and books, movies, coffee. There's a bunch of different categories that they have. So pretty cool stuff there. Alright, so I have rambled on enough. I'm going to go and play with my kitty and fill out more of her information off of her paperwork. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful week. I know I am having a great one so far. And we will, hi kitty, we will talk to you later. Please like and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And feel free to ask any questions or suggest anything in the comments below. And you can find me on my other social media by looking at the description box below. And also in the banner, there's some links. And we will talk to you later. So have a great day. Bye.